Nairobi National Park lies just 20 minutes south of Nairobi, Kenya. An open grassland plains, the park is scattered with acacia bush which dominate the landscape. The park provides a rich habitat for over 80 species of mammals, including herds of zebra, migrating buffalo, gazelles and antelopes, as well as lions and cheetah. The park is also home to over 400 species of birds found throughout the year. Part of the larger Kenya wildlife system, the park maintains its diversity by being connected to other parks by way of migratory corridors, including the Kitengela Migratory and Dispersal Area. These migration routes are critical to maintaining a healthy amount of genetic diversity in the park. The park is not only home to this incredible biotic diversity, but it also maintains the livelihoods of local people. Although only a small percentage of Kenya's 400,000 Maasai live in and around the park, the health of the park is critical to their way of life. Among other things, the park and the surrounding migratory corridors are used for cattle and sheep grazing, an integral part of their culture and identity. The Maasai also use these open areas to get resources for building homes and for fuel to maintain themselves and their families.
The park. The park is a very useful place. It keeps wildlife. Wildlife keep on migrating to our farms. We keep them during the rainy season, during the dry season. We were born to meet them here. Our parents met them here. We think God made them here to live alongside with us. Conservation has been there since times immemorial. We have conserved, in fact, the wildlife even before the Kenya government came in to help us. So there was mutual understanding between wildlife and the Maasai people. There was a lot of respect for them. So the wildlife is the place where we graze our animals, where we get them to drink the water from the rivers, natural rivers, and that's how we live.
In order to better understand and help maintain the health of this complex system of wildlife and local people, the School for Field Studies was established adjacent to the national park. Dr. Simon Seno is director of the school and in charge of the school's research and education programs.
The School for Field Studies has been in Kenya for over 25 years. And in Kenya, the School for Field Studies site in Kenya is referred to as Center for Wildlife Management Studies because our focus is on wildlife. The most important part of our project, of our program, is research, which we refer to as directed research. We have developed a research program here that students undertake, which look at really the relationship between people and wildlife, wildlife issues, conflict between people and wildlife. Research is a very important component because through research, then we are able to work with the communities, to work with government institutions that are involved in wildlife conservation. So our focus is really to gather as much information as possible and provide advice to the various interested parties, people who are interested in conservation, on how to deal with certain conservation issues.
The School for Field Studies in Kenya is unique as students and faculty participate in practical research geared towards helping local wildlife and human communities. The research the school is doing in Nairobi National Park is more important than ever, considering the number of threats that the area is now facing. These include growing human-wildlife conflicts, as Nairobi's exploding population is beginning to encroach on the park, with more rangelands being divided up for agriculture, and a rock quarry industry growing around the park to supply Nairobi's suburban growth.
The Maasai, we believe that if we protect the land, the landscape, we protect the environment, we'll have good environment for our livestock. And we can just take them to everywhere, and they can always graze and have enough grass for their sustainability. since the beginning, the Kitengela has been an area where the Maasai keep livestock and practice their cultural practices. But there are a number of challenges that now Kitengela is facing in terms of what the so-called development. Like the issue of so many fences that are coming up. And these fences are totally reducing the space. They are really taking a big land, a bigger constituency where these livestock can be grazing. And the other thing is that there are issues like an environmental friendly activity that are coming up. Talk about quarries. They are also taking a big piece of land. They are like using blasts that are they are making blasts that are scare wildlife and at the same time scare livestock. They even leave like big pits where the livestock can fall during the rain season. So these things are totally very dangerous to our livestock at the same time to wildlife. There are issues like activity like people are fencing this land, planting some eucalyptus trees, and these trees they are really taking they take a lot of water from the ground. So there are also like issue of like flower farms. These are things that are coming up. We don't used to see these things. The issue of people buying land. One person like buy 20 acres, you subdivide it into quarter plots, you sell to so many people. So you see like there are so many mushrooming slums or small towns that are mushrooming up in this dispersal area, and they are bringing a very big challenge to livestock keeping and wildlife. The issue of immigrants, there are people who are coming to live to this place. They are non-Maasai, and these people, they don't see wildlife as a resource. They see like it's a meal of the day. So these are the challenges that we see that wildlife and livestock are facing.